skills to be on the stage? What is required? When you're on the stage, how do you seek the attention of your audience?
And also, this is the man who can help you to get your dream position for public speaking.
So it was an amazing experience having this session with Amandeep. I could learn certain very subtle things which I never got from anywhere else.
I would always like to recommend everybody to take a first step in their journey of becoming a public speaker and take the first talk like this.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live session. This is Amandeep signing in live from home. And I welcome you all, everybody who's joining in. Thank you for joining in today. And if you are live with me on this live session, then drop me a message, drop me a comment. I am going live at 5 different platforms. I'm going live on YouTube, my 2 groups, my personal profile and my page. And I'm going live, at 5 different platforms through the help of a platform called StreamYard. Yes, if you haven't heard about StreamYard, I think it's a great platform. And if you send me a comment right now, and if I can't see your name, if it just shows me as a Facebook user, there's a very high possibility that you haven't given StreamYard the permission to connect your account or your current situation or your current live sessions. You haven't given it permission to show your name. If you give permission to StreamYard, it will show up your name. So yeah, if you are live on this call, drop me a comment, drop me a message. Yep, we have people tuning in right now. So if you drop me a message, it will really help me to understand that you are on this call with me live. Yeah, people joining in, welcome to today's live session. I would request you to send me a message. Just let me know you are here. And if you've got any question, then drop it, in the comment box, and I will do my best to answer that question for you. Today, I am going to talk about education versus learning. A very, very important topic in today's time. And yes, I'm taking help, of the screen to show you something. Why did I come to this topic today? Why do I want to talk about education versus learning? If you guys can see my screen, then drop me a message. Let me know that you're able to see my screen. And if you're able to see my screen, you will see, there is a screenshot, of my Facebook page where I have been running an ad for a complimentary masterclass, which is an online seminar or online class, also known as a virtual event and also popularly known as a webinar, where people can join in from any part of the world. All they need is a basic internet connection and a device, which could be a tablet, which could be a laptop, which could be a desktop, which could be a phone, to tune in, to get access to the learnings, which I have picked up in the last 11 plus years of doing trainings, events, classes, seminars, and learn, from my experience of all the mistakes I've made as what not to make as a mistake, if they are on this journey to create increment in the present situation of a job, get a hike, get more incentive, or to create a business, or within their existing business to scale up the clientele to get more business, get more sales, or if they are in a profession like me, where they share their service of knowledge, experience, and make money out of that, maybe a teacher, a speaker, a coach, or author, or trainer, it is relevant for most people who are into the art of making money. So yeah, I was investing, in Facebook ad by marketing that class to people who would be interested to learn from me. And if you can see, there's a comment underneath this ad where this beautiful girl, God bless her, she's a wonderful person from the picture I can see, a great human being, sends me a question, and I look at that question and I cannot help, but smile, in my heart, because I can see me in her, because that was me, I think 15 years back, not too far, I would say 15, 14, 16 years back. That was me. That was me, looking for certificates and hoarded up. I don't know, you can see my background or not. I've got a couple of certificates, but they're not academic certificates. They are certificates in which I'm very proud of, the certificates in which my mentors have given me, which I've earned, through some very powerful trainings I've done with them. But coming back, she gave me a reflection of who I was 15, 16 years back, going through one course to maybe another with the only intention, or maybe to going through different diplomas or certifications just to get a certificate, because that's how we get trained, that's how we get groomed in our early days. And I thought, what, the world is changing, especially maybe Asia, and maybe especially India is changing, which is, but I think it's still, this whole notion of getting a certificate if you attend a class, I think needs to go. And that's where I think there's a difference between education and learning. Yeah, you heard me correct. Education will give you a piece of paper, which in most cases may not be relevant for your life. In most cases, I'm not against schooling and college education. I think some school and colleges do a phenomenal job. Most don't, because they have a limitation. The limitation is that they cannot teach you something beyond what the syllabus says. It's a very linear form of learning something. And it's the old way of learning, and it's also the old syllabus which we are learning. But the world is changing so fast. It is moving at a very rapid pace. Well, by the way, if you're here, let me know, send me a message. I would like to see, if you guys are with me on this call, because yeah, I guess it's like I can't see her comment. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm playing, playing PowerPoint right now. I hope you can see it. Yeah, I think right now, if I click, that's her comment. So yeah, coming back, in most cases, education might give you a piece of paper which might not be able to give you the life which you want, the life you want to design, because they are teaching you something which is 50, 60, 80 years old, or even 100 years old, and they haven't changed it much. There has been a little bit changes maybe here and there. And the teachers who teach you, most cases, this is my observation, that they don't do pretty much what the teaching says. And if they were doing, what the teaching was saying, then we won't have bulky, fat teachers in the school. I'm not saying, there's something wrong, but just understand, if you're teaching health, you cannot have weight on you. If you are a person who's known for leadership, you cannot be late at an event, until unless there is a very specific reason. And even if you're late, you got to address that, because I know somebody, on personal skills where they teach about time management, but most of the time they're late. What an irony of life. So coming back, education would give you a piece of paper, but if you are really interested in learning, and if you have an objective that I want to learn this to understand, how to do this, like I've got an AV system, if you can see it behind me, it's a MIPRO system. It's got a couple of more extra features than what I'm aware of. So I was going through, the booklet yesterday. It might be here. Why it's been put up here? Because my daughter, she comes in and she has the authority to touch and do anything she wants. Yeah. So I picked up the booklet, to understand that how I can use some of the features, this system has got. Then I was looking at some videos to understand more. And that thing doesn't has anything to relate with a piece of certificate or a piece of paper. Like I'm not reading or learning, this to get a certificate, because I want to make sure that my live classes with my students gets more better. How I can utilize this voice, which is high quality, to pump into a laptop or iMac, or a desktop or a tablet, to have more enriching conversation, with my students. So yeah, that's what I'm sharing it here today. And today I'm looking at some of my notes, because I want to keep on the track, because this is me. I speak from experience. Sometimes I go in one learning to a whole different learning to a whole different learning, and then maybe I come back, or I don't come back. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so this whole question reminds me of a beautiful movie. By the way, if you watch Bollywood movies, but most of us, we do watch Bollywood movies. If you're Indians, or maybe we can understand Hindi. But if you don't watch Bollywood movies, just want to share with you very quickly, give you a bit of a background. There's a movie called Three Idiots. How many of you here, you have watched Three Idiots? If you have watched Three Idiots, drop it in the comment box for me, please. In this movie, the actor Amir Khan, actually explains and talks about something very powerful. He's put into a scenario where he's been challenged to teach something to the students, engineering students, because he doesn't like the way the engineering students have been taught and put into categories of first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever the grading system is. So this principal or the teacher gives him a challenge, and what he does, puts these two unique words, on the whiteboard or green board or on the blackboard, and these two words don't exist, but they look like pretty technical in the way he puts it across, and everybody starts searching their book to find the answer for those two words. And at the end, he reveals that there's nothing called those two words. They don't exist. I was only telling you to understand that when you started searching for those two words, did you think that would I learn something new? Would it make my life better? Would it enhance my journey? Would it help me to reach to where I want to go? So yeah, that's the question we must ask. I'm not saying, guys, leave your school and colleges. Carry on doing what you're doing right now, but also understand, step back and reflect and introspect and go deeper and understand that the things you're learning, is it really going to help you monetize? Is it really going to make you fulfilled as a human being? If not, then think about it. I mean, I've got nothing against this question. I just respect her, and I like the authenticity and honesty with which she has asked. But I think the way she is operating, that if it's a piece of paper for which she will come to the program, I don't think this is a program for her. Anyways, we don't give a certificate for 2 hours of webinar. And if that's what she wants, and if that helps her to become better, and she's open to learn, then yeah, we might give her. We don't mind. We just make one online thing and give it to her. So coming back, this masterclass is a phenomenal learning process. In this webinar, I give out some of the very powerful lessons. And one of the powerful lessons I shared is about how to grab attention, or how to get attention from people. Because if you want to, let's say, sell something, and if you cannot get attention from somebody, or you have got a great idea, or maybe, I don't know, it's a charitable idea, you want to raise a lot of funds, for a great cause, then if you don't know how to get the attention of people, then you will be struggling, when it comes to your revenue, or making money, or getting sales, or whatever that you want to do. By the way, every transaction is a sale. Even if you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, or you're in any kind of profession, you are selling your services end of the day. And if you don't know how to bring business in, there are very high chances you will have difficulties in your life. So this is one of the techniques we share. And if you haven't done our webinar, I would share it with you right now. And if you've already done the webinar, then we recommend you come back. You'd come back, because every time you come back, I'm not the same teacher anymore. And you are not the same student anymore, because you have grown, you have learned. I'm just going back, to see. Oh, Ashwin is here. Good to see you here, Ashwin. Anybody else, if you are tuning in, drop me a message. Surya Rekha is here. Great to see you guys. And Aymer Ali is sharing that it's a great movie. Gunit Malik is here. Gunit, you are in our advanced class. I cannot wait to work with you. We'll start next month from 4th of July. It's every Saturday. So coming back, yeah, the technique, is, how many of you here, you would love to get attention from people every time you speak? By show of hands, or put a message in the chat box saying, yes, I would love to, gain or secure or grab attention every time I speak, either in a one-to-one scenario or in one-to-many scenario. It doesn't matter. How many of you here, you would love to be the focus or attention, like the center of attention, when you have something very important to share with people around you, either in a personal or a professional environment, by show of hands, or drop in a message in the chat box. Yeah, that's exactly what I did right now by asking you to two benefit revealing question to grab your attention. The 20 people who are on this live session, and maybe the rest 20 or 40 or 50, I don't know, 100 people who will watch this later on, getting attention from people is the first start of a great communication, or the first step of a great communication. Yeah, you must be able to secure the attention of the person in front of you, or the number of people in front of you, before you share anything valuable with them. Otherwise, whatever valuable thing you will share, it'll be devalued, because they're looking at their phone, they are chatting, they're doing something else, and you are talking there. No. It's a very low form of communication you're having with people. That comes across you being desperate. And if you're desperate, you get you get bheek milti hai aapko, and I'm not able to recollect and find the English word. It's almost like you're begging if you're desperate. People are doing favor on you by buying from you or listening from you. But when you're able to grab the attention and secure the attention of the people, then they will hang on to every word you have to share after that. And that's the way you must be sharing. If you just share your message, your learnings, your experience, just like that, you're devaluing yourself. That doesn't serve anybody, especially it doesn't serve you. So coming back, that's what I exactly did. This secret, this technique is very simple. It's called benefit revealing question. The subconscious is the way we are wired, all of us, every human being, our natural instinct, the way the God has designed us, that we think for ourselves first. That's the first, instinct we have. They have, and this is psychological research. This is not something I'm making it up. You can do your own research, or you can do a research on your own life. In the first moment, if let's say it's a situation when a mom and a child is drowning in water, they're both drowning in water, the first instinct the mother would have is to put her hand on the child, or maybe whatever she can grab to save herself. That's the first natural instinct human beings would have. But the moment, maybe it will be half a second or 1 second or maybe 2 seconds, when she realizes that it's her baby on who she is putting her hand and making an effort to come out of that water, she will let go maybe. But the first natural instinct, because we're animals, right? We have been designed that way, to think about ourselves first, then we think about others, just the way we are designed. Okay, so when you are speaking in front of for one person maybe, or maybe a number of people, deep down the person is thinking, what is in it for me? It's a very powerful abbreviation. You may have heard about it. What is in it for me? WIIFM. Yeah, what is in it for me? That's what they're thinking. It doesn't bother them, that you're an international speaker, you live in London, you have been in the big stages, you've been called as Tony Robbins many times. It doesn't bother them. What bothers them, is that what would I gain, or what would I learn today, by listening to you? Would I be able to monetize? Will I be able to make my life better? Will it, bring more sales in my business? XYZ. So that's the first thing you must do before you say anything. That's the most effective way. One of the most effective way to start your presentation or your speech or your talk or your one-to-one meeting, by securing attention. And how you do it is by asking questions. When you ask questions, you are in charge of the conversation. So you always must ask benefit revealing question. In a one-to-one scenario, I will do only one question, because it is the person in front of you with the eyeballs gazing at you. You will figure out they are giving you attention. And in a one-to-group scenario, it is good to ask two benefit revealing questions. When you have done that, most of the people are with you. Most, okay. We would love to have everybody, which might happen, but in most cases, most people are with you. You're good to go. Then you bring in the welcome, the thank you, the promise. This is the whole template there. I'm not going there right now. Okay. So coming back, using this one little technique, one simple technique. It's simple. A girl who came to our webinar a couple of days back, she's a part of this amazing group on Facebook. Most people in the UK who are from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, they are in this group. It's called Professional Asian. And there are more than 70,000 active members. Yeah, this group is very active. Now, if you post something, they will check. They don't allow anything to be posted on this group. So this girl in this group of 70,000 people, what she did, she used the technique, obviously tweaked it a little bit, adapted and made it personal to herself, and asked that benefit revealing question. She put a question up on her video. I think, in my understanding, she's an average communicator. Very comfortable. But if I look at the higher distinctions, she could have done better, but she did what is called, highly functional. Okay. She put up a question saying, do you know a student who would like to study at Oxford or Cambridge? I'm sure, right now you can relate to that question, and you would like to know how she can help you do that. It's a very simple technique. Using that technique, she got close to 100 people to comment, and out of those 100 comments, I saw a couple of comments which were on the lines of doing business with her. They want to invite her to a school, college, university, or buy her book, or buy a bulk of books from her. And I did not know this, that she came to one of the webinars. I just said congratulations to her because I liked the technique, and I realized that this is the technique which I teach. I did not know that she learned it from me. So when I said congratulations to her without any intention, she wrote back, and gave me the credit that, oh, it was because of you that this happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done this, which is great. So that's, what I want to share with you. That is not the education which you should be after. It's the learning you must be after. Like Amir Khan says, ki kabil bano, kamyabi jhak maar ke tumhare piche aayegi. So be skillful, learn the skills, and success will follow you. Simple. Surya Rekha is sharing that thanks to this corona pandemic, I found you really a true mentor, a guru who gives you the meaningful motivation. And I'm speechless the way we get connected to him. Wow, thank you. Well, I am humbled, I am honored, my friend. I'm just doing my job. I've been doing this for long enough to be able to do it, at a mastery level or at a high level and inspire people. It's been 11 years, me been teaching, sharing my message and helping people to become better. But yeah, the pandemic has opened up many doors for me. I never realized that I can tune in from my home, build a basic home studio by just investing maybe 100, 150 pounds, get a few lights. Right now, I'm using my phone as a webcam. My iPhone 10 is been used as a webcam, which is giving me high definition resolution. And here I am, tuning it with a bunch of people who are learning from me. They are joining me pretty much every time I come live. And I just want to say thank you, guys, for being here, for helping me to do what I do is teach. So you are allowing me to live my passion. And if you got any questions, let me know. I would be very happy to answer those questions. Guneet. Yes, looking forward, we will have a great journey. You have no idea what you have signed up for, but it's one of the best decisions you have done in your life. And you will be completely, surprised by the value you will receive at this program. $1 Million Speaking Blueprint, 8 modules. Great. So I think that's all I have to share today. And keep learning, guys. That's why I always say keep learning. I never say keep getting educated. No, I've got nothing against education, but I can tell you, from my personal experience of life, I was never made for IT. I was forced to go into IT because that was the booming industry in 2000 when I was graduating. Never liked it, never enjoyed it, never really learned it. Did some joint ventures, which is, took help from people around me to copy from them, somehow to clear my education, and somehow got a BCA, Bachelor's in Computer Application. You can even say, that I bribed somebody to clear my exams. I'm sorry to say this, but that's the truth. Having said that, I am phenomenal, for the topic, which is communication, for public speaking, for conducting yourself in a group. I know how to sell. I know, the psychology which works behind it. So I'm great at that. I was never good at IT programming, binary 0, 1, whatever that was. It will make me go to sleep. And then I came to UK. Obviously, I thought the education would be better here, maybe slightly better than India, but it was not great, I would say. Yeah, I did some project works. I did some research work. I did some dissertation work, It was slightly helpful, but I was learning from teachers who never did business, so I don't know how much that MBA is valuable. It was so much negligent in my life that I forgot about it almost. When I got married, my wife almost after a year realized that I have done a master's. Very interesting, And she said, "Why did you not tell me that you're a master's?" I said, "Well, I don't know. Did I not mention? Well, I have nothing to do with it, It has got nothing to do with me, in terms of, I'm not my degrees, I am a collection of all the experiences I picked up, the mistakes I've made, the failures I had. I have learned a lot from them. And that's what, I share with my students. And that's why I've written a book called The Secret of Winning. It's interesting, if you have read my book, or if you've heard about my book, if you look at the subtitle, it says, learn how to use your setbacks, which is actually your failures. You think about that in a normal term, to design a life you always wanted. Because, when you get a failure, you are very highly emotionally charged up. And if you dig deeper into that failure, why it happened or why that setback was in your life, you made few mistakes. Yeah, that's the truth. Let's accept it, If you're a human, you will make mistakes. And mistakes help you to learn. It helps you to become better. And the lessons you learn from a mistake or from a setback will be with you for life until you die. So that's all I have to share today. Thank you for tuning in. And I will be live again on the, I'm just checking the date. Have I lost track of date? Yeah, possible. I have been doing classes after classes this weekend. Oh, it's Monday. It's 15th. Yeah. So I'll be live again on 17th. Maybe not the same time, because I also have students, who are requesting me to come live during evening as per UK Standard Time. So I will be going live most likely, in the evening for UK time. It might be very late for people in Asia and India, but if you still want to tune in, be my guest. Okay, guys, that's all I have to share today. That's all I have in my box to share, my Pandora box, Okay, guys, stay blessed, keep learning, keep growing. Remember, anybody you see as a role model or anybody, who inspires you, they were just like you. That's why, you get inspired by them, because you see a part of you in them. And I can guarantee, that wherever they started, they were not what you see them now as to be. They started on a journey a few years back, but they were hungry to learn. They were willing to, open up to mentors and say, what, guide me, coach me, and make me better. And they went on a journey, not for practicing, but to go on a deep practice, or which is called training or deliberate practice. And when you look for the minute distinctions, you keep working on it, and you begin with passion and purpose, you will become a master one day. Nobody can stop you. No one. If you are willing to put 10 years, 10,000 hours, begin with passion, you will become a master. All right. So that's all I have to share. And by the way, if my sharings inspires you, again, my team always reminds me, please put me on a watch party. Every time you come live, and if you think, I'm going to add value, then put me on a watch party. Let others in your contacts see it, and that will also help us to reach out to more students or more people who are looking for answers right now. And I can tell you, for sure that there are people who are looking for answers right now, especially during this pandemic, especially during this COVID time. The reality has come and hit us hard. Your real self has come out. When all things are great and good, your real self doesn't come out. But when things go bad or challenging, the real character comes out. So there's a lot of people who are looking for help. Reach out to them and share, something inspiring. Ciao.
It was a very, very powerful session today, and we learned the skills to be on the stage, what is required. When you're on the stage, how do you seek the attention of your audience?
And also, this is the man who can help you to get your dream position for public speaking.
So it was an amazing experience having this session with Amandeep. I could learn certain very subtle things which I never got from anywhere else.
I would always like to recommend everybody to take a first step in their journey of becoming a public speaker and take the first talk like this